been no collusion, folks, no collusion.
They've become, frankly, too dangerous to govern. They've gone wacko.
I say, God bless you all. That's my message, because that's what it is. The storm is there. I mean, that storm is there.
I heard your Attorney General doesn't want prison reform. Jeff Sessions is standing in your way. Is that inaccurate?
Well, if he doesn't, then he gets overruled by me, because I make the decision. He doesn't.
So Robert E. Lee was a great general. And Abraham Lincoln developed a phobia. He couldn't beat Robert E. Lee. He was going crazy.
All right, welcome back to AM Joy. I'm Ali Velshi in for Joy Reid. If this is the first time you're seeing some of those clips, that's because media outlets, including MSNBC, are finally starting to push back on the president's penchant for oversaturation. Let me give you a sense of just how bad it's gotten. Trump is apparently no longer ratings gold on his favorite news network. According to a Politico analysis, Fox News has recently stopped airing the president's campaign rallies live after seeing ratings dip below what they'd get with their normal primetime programming. Now, for Trump, ratings are everything, and he'll do just about anything to keep his numbers up. So whether it's calling into Fox News twice for long, rambling interviews, or hosting Kanye West in the Oval Office, or stopping to chat with reporters on the South Lawn for a good 10 minutes on his way to yet another MAGA rally, Donald Trump is seeking to make sure that he remains the center of attention. Joining me now is Eric Boehlert, senior writer for Share Blue Media, Joe Kearns, former spokesperson for the California Republican Party, Michelle Bernard, president for the Bernard Center for Women, Politics, and Public Policy, and Dana Milbank, columnist for the Washington Post. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being with us. Eric, let me start with you. What do you think's happening here? Why is Donald Trump, after so long, being able to manipulate media into covering his stuff and creating good ratings? What's happening?
Well, I think you mentioned the saturation. I mean, you know, this is a business. It has to be entertaining. You have to have a draw. I mean, you mentioned after the Political article, he calls into Fox News, you know, 11 o'clock at night. He calls back the next morning for a 45-minute rambling interview. At the end of the interview, the host says, basically, shouldn't you be running the country at this point? It's not good for business, right? So he's not providing anything new. He's producing just redundant programming. And for Fox News, for instance, you know, these are hour-long rallies in prime time. They can't run any ads. You do that once or twice as a favor to Trump, that's fine. You do that 6 or 7 times a month, you're going to lose tens of millions of dollars, and he's not producing any bumps. So he's in a very needy mode right now, even more than usual, and he's just not producing anything entertaining, so people are cutting the cord.
So, Jen, this is an issue because for a lot of Republicans running in the midterm elections, they're less popular in their constituencies than Donald Trump actually is. So if people are softening on Donald Trump a little bit, we've got polls that indicate that that could be true, that becomes a problem for Republicans who would maybe like to run independently of Donald Trump as Republicans but haven't been able to do so.
Well, I think in terms of the TV time, and I say this as someone who has been a TV producer over at the Fox News Network, so I think I'm a rare person on the panel here. I can tell you that this is less about President Trump himself and more about the attention span of Americans. We know that just a few years ago, the average attention span of a TV viewer was about 3 seconds. That's the amount of time you had to make an impression on someone before they flipped the channel to something else. Now that's down to about 1.5 seconds. So I think that's just sort of the nature of the beast. And I find myself actually agreeing with Eric, this might be a first, that it might be actually about ad revenue. He's right. Some of these Trump rallies run on the better part of 45 minutes to 55 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes in some cases, and they just can't afford to lose that primetime revenue. But look, the White House does have a challenge on its hands here, so I agree with you. They've got to change things up. They might need to make those rallies look a little different. They might want to dip in and out of those rallies, and I think that's why you saw President Trump earlier this year bringing on Bill Shine, the former president of the Fox News channel. And so if anyone can get to the bottom of this and solve the president's TV primetime challenges, it will be Bill Shine.